The Knights have won 3 of their last 4 games at home after a torrid season at home last year. Only won a 2 of 12 at the venue. So Sunday footy on 9 under sunny skies in Newcastle, and Origin's only 3 days away. What a time to be alive for a footy fan. The Knights rumble back and get us underway, and it is that man Gagai who's tackled short of his 20. Here's Daniel Saifiti, 150th appearance for him. His brother to come from the bench. They're both Blues representatives, of course, and now Adam Elliott. Tackled by Manly's captain today, Lachlan Croker. And the impressive Leo Thompson. Crossland for Elliott again. And a safety first start to the game for Newcastle. Strong defence by Manly. You can see the wind helping that kick by Hastings, and that is generally the prevailing breeze at McDonald Jones Stadium, favouring the team running north early in the game. Here's Saab. 3 tries this year in his 7 appearances. A delayed start to the season from him, and Tolu Kohler has also spent some time out. A couple of handy strike weapons there. And Toff Sipley. Dogged run from him. Manly go over the halfway, and Kepi. They are a big team, aren't they? With Paseka and Sipley and Kepi, the middle men. It's Schuster with the opening kick of the afternoon. They're targeting Dom Young, and he takes it safely under pressure from Garrick.
You talk about the wind, mate. Normally this time of year, around April, May, you get the westerly breezes, and in Newcastle, it hits that western grandstand and swirls. This is when you can have some fun with your torpedo bombs and floating bombs. Let's see if they take advantage of that.
So Dom Young, 4 tries back in that round 5 clash in Mudgee. He's got 15 and 16 games at McDonald Jones Stadium. There's the first penalty of the afternoon. It's good to have Darren Lockyer with us sideline this afternoon. Afternoon, Lockyer.
Afternoon, Tomo. Yep. Weather's beautiful here in Newcastle, 15 degrees. Oh, I might say a little bit cool for us Queenslanders, but it's perfect conditions. There is a little bit of a westerly, as Joey just mentioned. It's a little one coming across the field there. Yeah, the torpedo bombs or the floaters will work well today.
If Queenslanders don't like the cool weather in Newcastle, you're going to struggle in Adelaide, Darren.
Yeah, I'm packing the gloves, Gus.
Lockyer, is the flu swept through the Queensland camp yet, or is that still to come?
That happens tomorrow.
Right, good. Thank you. Oh, it's all fun. It's so exciting. As is this man, Ponga. A bit of extra emphasis behind the encouragement from the crowd there. Now the beast Marziu. 6 tries in 5 games at home for him. And the Knights with a great chance here. After 3 plays, it goes through Hastings. And then a ball on from Thompson to Saifiti. That's Samuela Fainu in 12. And also Kepi in 13. Couple short of the line. Crossland, beautiful ball from dummy half. Finds Hastings, and Gamble dinks it through, and well done by Garrick. Couldn't find the in goal, and he's Mr. Cool, isn't he, Reuben Garrick? Oh, Parker, whacked! That is a violent tackle.
He's a good player, Leo Thompson.
Oh!
Spoke in the pre-game with the coach, Adam O'Brien. He's from a rugby union background. This is only about his 20th rugby league game. Still learning the rules, but he is a weapon.
Well, if he knew the rules of rugby, Andrew, he should pick up the rules of league pretty quickly. A kick by Croker. It's a 20-40 attempt. That's bold, isn't it? They weren't going anywhere, so he thought, let's get it out of here. And oh, Ponga, was that high? It was. It was. And the Knights players are coming in. Leave our captain alone, they say.
High tackle. I'll have a look at that. What we've got at the moment is a high tackle.
Ponga bounced straight up, and he's not letting them get close to him to look at a potential HIA. That's slipped up from around the neck. Nothing too serious.
This is where the wingers for Newcastle have to help out Kalen. When he brings that ball back, they've got to get behind the ball, and you know, that first hit up, that's like a front rower's run. That's the job of the wingers, not Kalen. Although it's hard to get there when it's an early kick.
Oh, Thompson nearly burst through them, straight through the middle.
It's a serious footy player, Leo Thompson.
Oh, yeah. Now Ponga in the first receiver, feeds a pass away to Lachlan Fitzgibbon. And Ponga again, lots of involvement with ball in hand in the early exchanges. It goes back to Thompson. He's been superb in the first 5 minutes. 3 short of the line now. Crossland's spiral pass. Elliott finds Hastings, and then Gamble tries to throw it over the top. Bounces a couple of times. It was picked up by Young. They've lost ground. They lost momentum. Young back towards the middle of the ground. And he's tackled by Cooper Johns and Hamoli Olakau'atu. They stack a short side with Ponga. Face pass across Fitzgibbon. Good tackle, Saab on Bradman Best. Ponga again, he's in everything. And he dinks one up. It's going to hit the post, is it? It shaded the post. And it was caught on the full by Samuela Fainu.
Plenty of touches by Ponga. It's good to see. And the kick, although that was a poor one. And in back play, he's gassed. Kalen Ponga went to make that tackle.
Almost like he's playing halfback.
Yeah, well, there's a tackle he had to make because they got a quick 20-metre tap, and he looks like he's got a knock. He went in low. Very slow up off the ground.
Sean Kepi confronted by Crossland. And that was a good run by Kepi. And now Cooper Johns, he's had 6 games in the 5/8 role this year, but he's running the show at halfback with no Daly Cherry Evans this afternoon. And Tolu Kohler within 16 of Newcastle's line. First look at the red zone for Manly. Ball goes underneath, and the giant frame of Taniela Paseka. He wants a tackle, a restart, but he won't get one. Olakau'atu, oh, the ball goes astray. Oh, it was touched by Newcastle. There you go. There's the. Oh no, it was 6 again. Oh, it was a Newcastle knock-on.
Yeah, just on Kalen Ponga, plenty of involvement. And here's the replay. Are they going to challenge this? And he gets his head on the wrong side and gets the knee in the head. And that's the worry for Kalen, the defensive technique.
Captain's challenge to you, Joe.
And we're talking about
Newcastle challenging the on-field decision of first knock-on against them.
he's put about 5 kilos on because he was looking to defend in the front line. So he had some calf issues in the off-season. So he's a lot heavier than what he's normally
Just looking to see if there's a knock-on by Bradman Best.
I don't think he touches it.
Just looking to see another angle.
Well, if you watch the ball doesn't change its angle or doesn't spin at all.
The fingers of Bradman Best flex, indicating that he has knocked the ball on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
You missed the flex, Joey.
Unsuccessful. Here, scrum here, Manly feed. Thanks, mate.
I haven't got go-go gadget eyes, Gus.
20 in.
I haven't been eating my carrots.
You've got to look out for the flex.
Okay.
That's the key of that. You know.
Didn't Popeye used to flex? That was his thing, wasn't it?
Stay in tight, Kalen. Lachlan, in tight.
So Jason Saab's feeding the scrum. Picked up by Croker at the back. And Schuster to Fainu. Oh, Cooper Johns, did he bobble it? Yeah, he did.
When he's falling, he picked up an elbow from Dane Gagai. All accidental. The ball goes down. It's a tough ball to take. Oh, no, he gets one around the chops.
Box on here, guys. Let's form up. Heads in. Arms over here, guys. Phoenix, nice and tight at the back.
So just the 4th time, actually, in the last 5 years that Manly have played without Daly Cherry Evans and any of the Trebojevic boys. We know Tom with Origin. Jake's out with a calf until at least round 19. And Ben, who's cracked a regular spot in the top grade this year, has an indefinite hamstring injury. So you'd expect, given that and that their positions, Jerry Evans halfback and Turbo the fullback, that there'd be a bit of clunkiness here, and you've seen that early with Manly. Another penalty.
Yeah, that set was started. That penalty was on the back of Greg Marju, his first run. He got forward and skittled about 3 Manly players. Such an advantage. Get your wingers in the early tackles rolling forward.
Little bobble by Saifidi. He overcame that. And the Knights to kick off this set from inside Manly territory. And Elliott off an inside ball from Tyson Gamble. And Gamble shows and tries to take off through a hole that closed promptly. He lost the ball.
Game just struggling to get momentum at the moment. Newcastle Knights are much closer to full strength than Manly today. And my only concern with them, I mean, it's a game they should win. They're at home, Sunday afternoon, dry weather. They should be able to produce the football to win. My only concern, Andrew, was they don't start favourites very often, and whether or not that expectation can play on their minds.
Yeah, the burden of being favourites, playing at home, and all week knowing that none of the Trebojevics are there. Daly Cherry Evans isn't there. So all week in mad, crazy Newcastle, the fans will be telling them, you're going to win by 30, you're going to win by 40. It can be a burden.
Neither team won last time they met.
So I think that's where, as a coach, if I had a game where we were really expected to win and win comfortably, I'd spend a fair bit of the session working for field goals. We might need a field goal to win. Get it into their mentality. This might be close at the back end of the game. And otherwise, if you're not prepared for the back end of the game when it's close, you can really make a mess of it.
Make sure we're not over the mark. We're behind the line there.
So put them in that simulated experience. You know, we need 6 to win. We need a try to win. We need a field goal to win.
That's a great insight.
Wait for the tap.
Kyo Weeks, Sean Kepi. Thompson with some forceful defence, and Saifidi part of it as well. They're on the 30-metre line. It goes to Cooper Johns. And away to Taniela Paseka. Crossland secures him. He played it quickly though. Johns again. Fires one out to Kyo Weeks. Pass to Parker, who came rampaging onto that. But he got knocked down in the tackle of Hastings. He thought it was high, and then he screamed at Jackson Hastings after he played the ball. It goes away to Sipley. Again, Crossland, the chief defender. This is a more encouraging set for Manly. That might have been forward to Schuster, who feeds a pass away to Paseka, who's put down brilliantly. Fitzgibbon and some added assistance by Ponga. He did a 360 there, Croker, and he goes away to Walakawatu, who's got 5 tries this year, but he won't get a 6th.
Leave it there, guys.
He must be deceptive, Schuster, because that delayed short pass where he shows long and plays short, it's a no-look pass. It seems to catch defenders out. They must know it's coming, or that's part of his repertoire, but he really knows how to get it. He looks away, plays short, looks long, looks out the back, plays short.
There's another penalty for Newcastle. That's 4-1 penalties to the Knights. Manly really punching at the gap between Lachlan Fitzgibbon and Tyson Gamble on Knights' left-hand side of the field. Obviously see some sort of weakness there. The Knights have got to be better from these set starts. It's 4 penalties. I think off each penalty they haven't completed their set. Get through their sets and start building some pressure.
He's Bradman Best. Shocked to read that there's no guarantee he's going to be at Newcastle from next year onwards.
Up now, square marker. Hold, wait.
Here's Ponga. Oh, intercept. It was Schuster. He's not going to have the speed, but Ruben Garrick will. Garrick's going to dash away and score. Well, you just saw a bit of the freakish talent from Schuster. He plucked that intercept out of thin air, and Ruben Garrick scores the first of the game.
Well, you talk about vision. Everyone talks about vision in attack, but also, as a half, you've got to organise your edge defensively. Isuzu D-Max replay. Now, this is vision in defence. He can see the play unfolding and just puts himself in a position to get the ball. He was all in, and he had the treadmill on. He wasn't going to get there, but You talk about special talent and having vision. He's got it both in attack and defence.
Yeah. I don't know what he's like at school. But I reckon he had some sort of mathematics background, because as soon as he took 3 steps, he did the numbers. And he worked out, I'm not going to get there, nor do I want to. Here's Ruben, you take it all the way. He took 3 strides, did the math, and said, nah, not for me.
Can you compare him to a player of another era, so big, with great hands, maybe a Jim Dimmick?
Yeah, Jimmy wasn't as big as Schuster. Probably a Folletti Mateo. Bryce Cartwright in the earlier part of his career. I mean, Bryce has completely reformed his game and playing really good football for the Eels. But earlier in the game, he had this unique ability to do things in both attack and defence. He had wonderful hands and vision, and it's hard to keep being creative, particularly playing in that position in the back row. But Schuster's got rare talent.
But it's just, it's a rare talent. Someone so big with great vision and soft hands.
Yeah. Folletti Mateo was probably one that's
special.
Yeah. Nick Kosef, I thought, was a really good player. Big boy, was a ball player.
So Garrick for 6-0.
Ruben Garrick converts his only try. 25.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Manly Seagulls 6, leading the NRL Newcastle Knights 0.
Right. So it's been those 2. Bit too slow. Make sure we stay on side here, guys. Stay
Well,
on
Manly
side.
missing a swathe of players through origin and injury. They score first up the freeway in Newcastle. 6-0. Women's State of Origin just around the corner as well, and be there to witness this live. Game 1 kicks off Thursday at Combank Stadium with the Sky Blues back in New South Wales for the first time since 2019. Tickets are selling fast. Secure your seats today at nrl.com/tickets. Real elation, real agony, real rivalry, unreal. It's a wonderful 48-hour period, isn't it, of Origin football, with Adelaide to host game 1 of the men's, and then we come back to Sydney for the women's match. This kick, it looked like it was going to roll dead. Oh, Dom Young, well, he was jammed anyway there. So they've obviously kicked that into the wind, and it's held up beautifully.
It's Schuster again. Now watch his body position. He looks like he's kicking to his right. Look, his chest is towards the right, but then looks up, turns his body, and then kicks across his body to space. And then it's inch perfect. Once again, we keep talking about the talent of this young man.
Short restart. Is it going to bounce 10? Nope.
It's not going anywhere.
Make it 8-0.
I think they just need to change the rule that the non-kicking team should be allowed to touch it anyway.
So Manly with that penalty, a short break. Big crowd in Newcastle. They are very passionate and they make a lot of noise generally, but maybe just a little hush over the ground now as Garrick prepares to make this 8-0.
Penalty conversion by Ruben Garrick was successful. Just on 22.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Manly Seagulls 8, leading NRL Newcastle Knights 0.
big tough Sipley. Manly with a handy advantage here. There's been a lot of points scored in recent contests between them, so don't think for a moment that the Manly have a dominant lead, but at this stage of the game, I'm sure they'd be pleased, and that penalty helps them also get out of danger. Darren Lockyer sideline.
Yeah, well, Manly are just keeping it simple. They're getting through their sets, they're getting their kicks, they're building pressure. Newcastle haven't had much more of late, but I'll be interested to see how Kalen responds after the last 5 minutes. He obviously started the game really well, wanted to make a statement, and he just had that short kick-off that didn't work, and then he threw the intercept, so interesting to see how he responds to that.
So don't you overplay your hand in a situation like Kalen? He'd be desperate to go out and set this game alight this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. We had a lot of touches early, didn't we? And really, as a halfback or a ball player, you want to be getting touches after 15, 20 minutes. You've got to build the game early, which the Knights haven't done.
Johns, short pass away to Paseka. There's Jack Johns in there as well. His first appearance for Newcastle since round 7. The brothers up against each other. They played on opposite sides in Mudgee earlier in the year as well. And Manly bearing down on the Knights line again here. Johns, Schuster, that was a different one. Olakau'atu knew it was coming. And tearing onto that, and he's put down 3 metres out. Ooh, he tried to milk a 6 again, didn't get one. Schuster again, dink up in the air. It's deep, too deep, way too deep.
Well, we've wrapped him. That's awful.
In the middle.
It doesn't get any worse than that.
Oh, look out.
That rule, that kick in the goal, you cannot get that wrong. They've had all the momentum the last 5-10 minutes. That's just
Move on the mark, Greg.
let the Knights off.
Oh, look at this for yardage now. They are rolling up the field. Margie, the first one. Young with good meterage there, and they get a re-trigger, and Ponga tries to explode off the gap, but he's knocked over by the much bigger man in Sipley. Fans didn't like that. Get your hands off Kalen. Saifidi, another 6 again. Gamble, Hastings, out the back, Bradman Best, left foot step, he powers through, does he get it on the turf? No!
Held up, time off.
What a brilliant try save. He's a terrific ball runner, Bradman Best. He looks certain to score there. That is a wonderful try save. Knights still on the attack.
Next crisis not averted yet. Hastings, Elliott. Ooh, got jammed in that. That's the 3 big middlemen all combining. Crossland, away to Hastings, shows and goes. He's pulled down, good defence. Paseka, the main man around the legs, goes to Elliott. Ball balloons out the back. Is it 6 more? Yes, it is. Shit, it's been a 6 again-a-thon. It goes to Young. He's up against Garrett. Great tackle. And Parker over there to help, but there's a whole set of 6 at Newcastle's disposal now. Oh, he kicked, and he chases after it. And Thompson tries to get through, and it's knocked over the back.
A good play. He backed himself. You see the fullback in the line.
That may be the case, but that's the way it looks.
You got to go with your first instinct. Is Bradman Best? That's the key to Bradman. They gave him some early ball. Just firing the ball with room to move.
That's a couple of really quick ones.
I like this from Tyson Gamble. He saw the option. Great angle on the grubber kick. Well followed by Leo Thompson. If you see that fullback in the line, kick it through. Then you put the thought into the Manly fullback.
Nice strike by Lachlan Croker. That's a rarity, a long dropout these days. Daniel Saifidi. That's Ethan Bullimore out on the ground now for Manly.
Release together. Square mark, Ethan.
Saifidi 25 metres out. Crossland linking with Hastings. It goes out to Gagai. Only 2 tries this year for Dane Gagai, but he's 5th in the league for tackle bust coming in. 62 in the season. Ball goes to Elliott. Oh, another good tackle. There's some real venom in this Manly defence, and Kepi with a driving shot. Crossland, short to Leo Thompson. Great change of angle there for a big man. So down inside the 10 once more. Gamble and Hastings, and Gagai tries to drag the defence in, but they're well organised. He wasn't held because the arm didn't touch the ground. And so Hastings sets off on another adventure. Then Ponga comes up and gets involved, and he threads Fitzgibbon through. Or did he bounce to the line? Another try saver. Oh, we're going to have a look at the bunker.
I think this may be a double movement.
I think he bounced, Andrew. It's just whether or not it reached the paint.
No try. Looking at a possible double movement.
He's pointing to the white stripe to say the ball bounced on the stripe.
Well, I think he lifts it up. There's two movements there. But he runs a great hole on that left side, Lachlan Fitzgibbon. He's got a great combination that side with Kalen Ponga. Well done, Bunker. Looking at it real time. Stop looking at it.
Just looking to determine this at full speed.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a deliberate reach forward. I think he's just bouncing and he's just getting balance. I think it just bounces there. And I reckon it touches the line. I hate the double movement rule. I reckon if you get there, you get there.
The left arm of Lachlan Fitzgibbon is on the ground. It's then lifted and promoted. In our opinion, this is a double movement.
50-50. You can understand the decision. I don't like the rule, though. I've never liked the double movement rule.
I'm with you. You can take so much complication out of the double movement if you just say, if you can get the ball over the line,
Get it over the
go
line.
for it.
Yeah. I think that was minimal advancement. I think he was bouncing and going to get there anyway.
Josh Schuster, his uncle John, he lit this stadium up back in the early 90s. The Knights bought him from the All Blacks. Devastating centre, really good footwork.
Did you play with him, Andrew?
Yeah, lower grades.
Yeah.
He used to play in two different boots. He was a right foot stepper. So his right foot boot would be screw-ins and his left side would be mouldies. Yeah. It's only 23 minutes in and already we've had 8 penalties and 3:06 to go. This game
Don't start it.
Well, there's
no flow.
There's been more than 360 goes. There were 4 of them back-to-back when Newcastle just had the ball down the other end of the ground.
Yeah. Old mate loves a penalty here.
Schuster with the kick. He's after this. Garrick, does he get a bounce? Oh, that was almost spectacular. It bounced back towards Ruben. If he'd have clung on to that, he nearly scores. He would have had blue tack on his hands, but he nearly reeled it in.
I don't know, Andrew. I mean, the pressure of favouritism on a team that is not normally favourites, that's nearly brilliant there from Garrick. I just feel a little frantic for Newcastle at the moment. They need to score to settle themselves down.
That's the word, frantic. I mean, frantic from the opening whistle. What are we, 24 minutes in? They've got to build the game again. Next 5 sets, care what you do with it, but Manly's got to pick the ball up from their own 10 and back their defence. Get some fatigue into this game.
There's Crossland. And Elliott, he's a very capable ball-playing lock forward, Adam Elliott. That was a lovely ball to Fitzgibbon. See, Croker's made some important tackles. Thompson, what a start from leaping Leo. Then Hastings, now Ponga. The ball to Young. Young down the sideline. He kicks back infield. And Croker's back there to bat it over the back. That is inspired stuff by the Manly skipper.
Well, I reckon the only way that Knights couldn't score here was if he kicked it. He found out a way to kick it. Lovely play out here on the right-hand side. Ponga, beautiful ball. Dominic Young into the backfield. Knights players everywhere. I don't know that finding them with a kick was exactly the right way to go about it.
But Croker comes from nowhere.
Yeah.
Stay on side.
Another good kick. 2 long dropouts. He was their player of the year last year, Lachlan Croker, and has the honour of captaining this very famous club this afternoon. Here's Jacob Saifidi. Got an Origin try in game 3 last year. It's underneath to Dean Gagai. third leading try scorer in Origin history. Won't be there on Wednesday. Dane Gagai. Gamble spears it for Best. Surely. Oh, good defence by Kohler. Not too many pull Bradman Best up from that range. Tyson Gamble to Adam Elliott. Tackle made by Bullimore in combination with Kepi. Crossland goes right. Hastings dinks it up now. Young, he tries to get through. He pushed Parker in the back.
Okay. Go, Parker. Penalty here. Runs across the mark. There, Scott. Nice one. I'm not arguing the point, mate. It's a penalty. Yeah, you can take it back or you can kick from here. Yeah, you can walk
Well,
back
they look
and
like
take
the
it, but
Newcastle.
it's
They've just got to find one part. I get the feeling if they can score a try and settle down, they might score 3 or 4. They've got to get the first one just to settle down. And I think it's coming. You can just feel it.
Elliott tackled by Ben Condon in 17. Played his first game for Manly last week. Scored a try against Canberra. Crossland feeds it to Danielson. Oh, it was full of pass.
It doesn't need to be that tricky. Honestly, that's just pressure, that. Thinking you've got to come up with something a little bit different. Clearly forward. And all this just keeps eating into your confidence. It keeps eating into your time. They've got the breeze at their back and they're wasting possession. 28 minutes gone. They've only got 12 minutes left with the breeze. Darren Lockyer sideline. What's the crowd feeling there at the moment?
Yeah, they're quiet, Gus. I think they're just frustrated, a bit like the players. They're probably, Seabold said before the game that the longer they go with Newcastle, they're in front at the moment, they're going to feel the pressure. Newcastle going into this as favourites. So at the moment, I think the crowd is a bit like the players. They're frustrated.
Ben Condon gets tripped up after he received the pass from Cooper Johns. Now Kepi. One-handed pass. Finds Johns again. Oh, that wasn't a great ball. And that was a clunky set by Manly.
Yeah, they're not going great guns themselves. They've been fairly resilient in defence, but
on the 20.
You know, looking at it, they still look fragile to me. If the Knights can just put it together. I really think Hastings and Ponga have got to take control here. It's got to be those two.
Well, Ponga's got that left side attack. He's got that great combination with Lachlan Fitzgibbon on the left side. We've already seen Lachlan Fitzgibbon nearly score, and that man on screen, Bradman Best. We've seen before, they're just throwing the ball and say, do your best, Bradman. It's a tear away.
He's hunting for some ball in field on this occasion. Bradman Best. Now his centre mate Gagai. Down inside the 30. Play to Crossland. Gamble with Hastings around the back. Here's Ponga. And now Best steps inside of Kohler. Johns gets across there with Olakau'atu.
Now play off that. Drag the defence over to that side of the field.
Adam Elliott. Away to Saifidi. That's Jacob. They're 8 metres short of the line. Can they crack their first try here? That's a good ball. Here's Marju. Surely he'll score. Yes, he will. Too big, too strong. And in the corner he goes, although Tolu Kolu got up clapping. And I think he knocked the ball out. Up then looked to try.
Yeah, they've looked likely on several occasions coming down this left-hand side, and finally they found the pass that they wanted. You ask enough questions like Suzu, D-Max replay, eventually the defence will rush and make a decision. Marzu's able to get himself into the corner there, and I think that will settle them down. That's just what they just needed, the first one.
You can see the attention he gets, Bradman Best, that time coming out of the line, Jason Saab, no need for him to come out. I just think he knows the power of Best. And that's what you get when you got a devastating ball runner like Bradman Best. But they got to use him coming out of trouble. Around that halfway line, between the 40-metre marks, that's where they should be using him. When defences are more passive, wingers are back waiting for the kicks. If they can look to play around them, around that halfway line, that's where they've got to be using Bradman Best. Give him some quality early ball there.
What about those arms? My goodness.
Yeah. You should see him in the gym. Throws big weights around like paddle pop sticks.
So there's the settling try. Let's see if they can click into gear. The Newcastle team. Big crowd at home. Love their Sunday footy in Newcastle, Gus. Hastings. Can he bring this back and try to hit the post?
Jackson Hastings was waved away. Just under 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Manly Seagulls 8 and NRL Newcastle Knights 4. We are taking those votes. The iconic Tina Turner, who sadly passed away during the week. Text tonight, ABC will do to the number on your big screen right now. 0416 905 049. That's 0416 905 049. Text ABC.
Stay on side. Stay behind him.
Oh, he's a real weapon on the wing, Greg Marzuk. He can get you rolling from your back end, and then when you're in close proximity to the line, that takes some stopping, that rig. And you've got the towering athlete that is Dom Young on the opposite wing. Great outside backs, Newcastle. Oh, here he is, Gamble, straight through the hole. He's got Best there. Bradman Best juggles, and Weeks can't get him. It's another one. They go bang, bang.
You can just feel it. One will get you 2, maybe 3 or 4. They just needed the first one. They just needed the first one. Now it all feels so good, so comfortable. Much better here, Andrew, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of ball movement around the middle of the field. See bodies in motion. Isuzu DMX replay. He's underrated player, Tyson Gamble. Sees the game well. A lot skillful than I thought he was when he came down from the Broncos. He understands the game well. He's a big body too. And that's his brief. You see space, charge into that space. With that big body, well over 100 kilos for a 5'8". He's quite a big man. Lockie.
Yeah, one of the side 30 boys, I can't work out which one it was, but he ran the decoy there that got Cooper Johns interested just that little bit, and that opened the space for Gamble. So it's a good backline movement to the left there, but everyone had to do their job, and no one did their job more than Saifidi in that play there. So they've got some momentum now going into half time. They might even get another one there, Bradman Best.
Darren, can you just walk down the sideline and say to Jackson Hastings that Andrew John said you've got to aim at the black dot when there's a westerly wind from that side of the ground, please. Lovely play here. Gamble aggressive at the line, throws the dummy, gets through the backfield. And Bradman Best, well, he knocks them over when they're in front of him, so he's hard to bring down when he's got a bit of a head start.
Well, it's illusion with the westerly. You think the wind is blowing right to left because it swirls. You just hit it low and hard right at the black dot.
All right, let's see where he starts this. Perfect bird's eye view from behind the kick. What Andrew tells you, you need to listen to.
Sometimes.
That try conversion was successful. Brought to you by the team at Triple M. Your number 7, Jackson Hastings. Well, Mike's members and fans, we have got just on 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Your NAB Newcastle Knights 10. Lead the Manly Seagulls 8. What song do you want to hear half-time for the late great Tina Turner?
Stay on side again. Stay on side.
8-0 becomes 10-8 in the twinkling of an eye. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Oh, good run.
They've been strong, the two Safidi boys.
Now Jack Johns got a try for the Knights in Mudgee. They scored 6 tries, 6 different try scorers. Now Elliott's has been busy. Taken by Cole Lawton, the 15. They get a restart again. Gamble, Ponga. Oh, he nearly promoted that to Crossland. He would have been away.
Now this is a hard pass.
Oh, forward pass.
When you're running on that angle as a ball player towards the sideline, you've got to turn your whole body. He doesn't turn his hips. So he's still going out, and the ball will naturally go forward. See where his hips are facing towards the sideline. You've got to turn your hips right around to play that inside pass.
He's been a valuable signing, Andrew. I know you spoke about his skill and his size, but he was actually left out of the team for the first round, and since then he's been a mainstay. Starts at 5'8" for the 6th time in the season, but he's had a varying role off the bench. I think he's played a bit of hooker too.
Well,
but he's a competitor, isn't he? Tyson Gamble.
He competes, but he's got a lot more footy in him than I thought. He's at Brisbane, but working with him in the off-season, he understands the game well. Big body. Reacts to the defence with his passing. Been a good pick-up for the Knights.
Ben Condon, the former North Queensland Cowboy, tackled the middle of the 30-metre line. Schuster underneath to Fainu. Ball played to Croker. Johns to Schuster. Out the back to Saab. And they get to tackle 5. Let's see what sort of a kick Schuster can muster here. Another challenging kick across, and Parker picked that up. If Croker had caught that, it was a try. Oh, hang on. A Newcastle player might have knocked this forward or backwards in the Newcastle case.
No try, but just confirming that it's Manly that knocked the ball on there and not Newcastle knocking it backwards.
He's a good player, Lachlan Croker. He's always there.
Kick chase has been cleared.
Always there.
Well, he's tried to sell the big story here, hasn't he? Brad Parker goes right up, gets the grab.
Brad Parker takes clean possession of the ball.
So, where's the Newcastle player? Let's see.
Pass away.
Oh!
That's all Knights, isn't it?
It's Crossland.
Just looking to determine if it touches Phoenix Crossland or Lachlan Croker.
Let's look at the flex.
They're flex fingers. So from our vantage point behind there, it looks
Phoenix
all
Crossland's hand,
a Croker knock on.
We're playing onto this point.
This is play on, and that's why Lachlan Croker was showing such adulation, because he knew that was a try, and Manly have arrested the lead back.
Well, he got up very confident. He celebrated, he sold it, and he's going to get the chocolates. Manly bounced back.
He played juniors at Canberra. Isuzu D-Max replay. This time Schuster lands it on the spot. Brad Parker, he's a good player too. And then plays to the whistle. Lachlan Croker. There's a lot of Crokers from down Canberra way. A lot of them are MAD.
This one's not.
No, this one, he's a good player. I think he's cousins of the great Jason Croker. Speaking of MAD.
He's quite an academic, actually, Lachlan Croker. I'm pretty sure he was school captain, Crookwell High.
That's where they're all from, Crookwell.
Conversion attempt by Rugby was successful. Well, Knights members and fans, we have just 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Make sure we stay on side here, guys. Stay on side, everyone.
So Manly with a timely reply there. He's all effort, Lachlan Croker. He's been everywhere this afternoon. Darren Lockyer, down to you.
Yeah, he knows the Croakers. I think, from memory, Joey, you roomed with one of them. I think Jason in the World Cup in 2000, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jason Croker, yep. We'll just leave
How did
those
that go?
stories. Well, there's kids watching. First night, he liked to wrestle. He threw me up against the wall a few times and said, mate, this is the love in this room. There's no wrestling.
Lawton within 18 of the halfway. Schuster's kick lands safely with Dom Young. And a good surge there by Gagai. So just under 90 seconds left in the half. Enough for the Knights to launch an attack. Ponga! He beat Tolu Kola pointlessly. And then Cooper Johns had to cling on to drag him to ground. Ball goes through Gamble and Elliott. And out to Daniel Saifidi. Good tackle. Fainu and Bullimore there to stop him. Only the fourth play. Elliott now. Hastings sent it to Gagai. Gagai against Parker. He got him, but Gagai gets up and goes again. Back to Hastings. Hastings with a kick. Gamble trying to get through. Olakauatu. Loose ball over the back.
I got off the post out to the 20. Yeah.
And this is Tyson Gamble pushing up again. He gives Hastings a great option here. Hastings gets the offload and heads back in field, and he sees Gamble pointing towards the post. Nearly gets in behind Olakauatu for the try. They'll get one more chance here, probably 24, 25 seconds to play. Seagulls stringing it out. Maybe they'll get two plays.
Well, we've got the alarm clock. Well, how long's it got to go? It'll be going off shortly.
Will go off. You do need to kick it.
Well, he's got no intention of kicking it before time's up. He's looking at the shot clock. This is the ridiculous nature of the shot clock.
Two-point field goal. No, Ponga. He thinks in fours and sixes, and he kicks for Margie to chase, and Saab gets back there and parries it over the sideline. Well, that was entertaining. It was a bit stop-start early, but both teams have found a bit of rhythm. And Manly, right on half-time, have got the lead back after leading 8-0. It was 10-8 in favour of Newcastle, but 14-10 in favour of the Seagulls at half-time. We were thinking there'd be points. And that's what's transpired so far. Jackson Hastings animated as ever as the teams head to the shed. Funny half of football, wasn't it? It was
hilarious.
Well, it was stumbling and I mean stumbling early, but both teams sort of found a little bit of rhythm as half-time approached.
Well, the last 10 minutes, the referee stayed out of the game. It was, what, 9 penalties and about 4 or 5, 6 to go. Both teams were really struggling to get any rhythm into the game. And the ball wasn't in play for any longer than 2.5 minutes. So there was no real fatigue in the game. So when, especially the big boys in the middle, when they're fresh, there's not many missed tackles. So the game really flows in the second half.
Jacob Saifidi. They're heavily involved. Daniel played the whole 40, actually. Amazing what the big men in the game can do these days. The modern front rower. They can get through so much work. Remarkable fitness. Well, this is a critical half of football for both clubs. Manly can jump into the 8 with victory. Newcastle can be within a point of the top 8. Conversely, the team that loses finds themselves quite a way down the ladder, so we'll see what transpires over the next 40. Here's Ben Condon. Cooper Johns out to Olakauatu, who hasn't seen much football at all in this game. Perhaps that's a sign of things to come. An early shift to try and get him some football, and now Tolu Kola. It's a monster. Manly struggling for ground in the early part of the second half here, although that's a relieving run of sorts by Condon, who plays it just outside the 30, and Schuster has to kick from very deep in his own half, and Ponga Perfectly positioned. Back comes Dom Young.
Held. Up together, get square. Hold down, wait.
And Dangagai hasn't exploded at any stage of the game so far. He'll be stung after being left out of the Queensland team. Let's see whether he can make a mark on the second half. Tyson Gamble's been strong. Hastings has been the organiser. And Ponga trying to exploit an overlap here. Bradman Best comes back on the inside. John's got over there to help with defence. 16 metres out from the line. Crossland, they duck down a short side. Ponga dazzling footwork. He can't take an advantage though. Fitzgibbon went through a gap. That would have been obstruction, so he's happy to succumb in the tackle. Here's the last. It'll go to Hastings. Then it'll go to Elliott. Gamble's out the back. It's the last. Is it the last? Oh, it is a changeover.
Leave it there. Wait.
Well, I didn't know it was the last.
Every player's got to count the tackles. Every player.
Stay square. We're behind the line here.
Every player has to count the tackles. You have to know that it's tackle 5.
And Darren Lockyer spoke about half-time about going to their left. That time, Ponga, a lot of room, and turned Best on the inside. He looked dangerous.
Ethan Bullimore. Crossland strong in defence. Shustar gives it to Finer, who falls over. He got clattered around the chops there. Look, he was barely a metre off the ground after falling over, but that's the modern day rule. High contact and it's a penalty. Very few extenuating circumstances. Oh. Would have tackled him around the kneecaps if he'd stayed upright.
Well, I don't know how you avoid it.
Well, and if you have a look at the movement and the head position, his eyes position of Adam Elliott there, he was looking at the ground. He couldn't even see himself.
Adam.
And locked into that position. His feet were set. Hard not to hit him.
Big set of 6 in defence this for Newcastle. They don't want Manly to skip out to a bigger lead.
Time off. He's held it.
So there's a second ball on the field, and the referee calls a halt to proceedings as Finer was about to go over the sideline. I'm sure they would have tackled him over the touchline.
Tackle 1. Go, time off. Daniel Jacob together. Hold down, wait Adam.
Johns looks out, takes a bruise for his team. Nothing in the offing there. Third tackle used. Croker. Schuster. There's the straighten. The ball for Kyo Weeks. I ran out of room, and there was no one really out there for him to link with. Or another
Jackson. No, not in this game. Off the head, mate. Come on, you're better than that. Forearm on the back of the head. Just wait for me now, Brad. I'll let you know. Wait.
Sure,
Wait.
you get penalised for that.
Hold the line.
Oh, big shot.
Daniel!
That's a Saifidi sandwich. Condon got belted. Olakawatu tries to crash through and almost does. That was a brutish run from the big back rower. Lawton. I don't know what Tristan was doing there. Did he think that was an obstruction? I don't know. A bit of a Cameron Munsters about that. Put him to sleep.
He was just playing in the park. The ball movement here from Manly is so slow.
Johns, he kicks through. Fourth tackle, straight to Kalyn Ponga.
Well, that was just purely because no one was moving. No one was running onto the ball. Everyone was catching the ball standing still. No one was moving off the ball.
Oh. Pedestrian, didn't it?
Up together, get sweat there.
It looked horrible.
Move now.
Marzi's copped a whack and going to ground here.
Time off, tackle 3.
Well, early in the season, Locker and Croker actually picked him up and dumped him. Never seen that. Greg Marju, he's a beast.
What I need you to do now is settle some of your players down. Tackle 3. Yeah. A little bit of foul play there with Jackson. Oh, yeah.
This game is really here for the Knights if they want it. Just having a look at what happens here. He just bumps his head on his knee, does he?
Normally need a lumberjack to bring him down.
Manly have scored off an intercept, and they've scored off a 5th tackle bomb, which was knocked down by a Newcastle player into the in goal. It's not as though they're playing brilliant football. Newcastle have scored a couple of nice tries, and there's been some other work there where they could have scored. It's really their game to lose here, Newcastle. They've just got to get the ball to the other end of the field.
Gee, the brothers have been strong. Hastings teases the sideline with a kick, which is taken well by Kyox. Oh! They're all falling over in that part of the ground, actually. Gee, booby trapped that, Andrew.
That was the old days.
What you used to do? Did you used to put...
Dressing room.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Leave all the taps on, just flood the dressing room.
You get there with a hose and wet it all, be cold and damp. And you take all the toilet paper out of the cubicles, take all the soap out of the showers, whatever you can do.
Oh, lost it. Here's a good chance for the Knights now, you fancy. Did you egg Gus's car?
No.
Don't go there.
Too bobbed.
Adam Elliott now.
Well, we get some field position here, the Knights. They get to that left side again. Get Ponga.
Good tap. Gee, Croker's been everywhere. No wonder he's captain today. Hastings, Daniel Saifidi. Fainu with an ankle tap. Picked up here by Crossland, then to Elliott and Ponga. He moved on catching that. Look at this from Ponga. He's trying to find an opening. And then he gives a one-hander back to Adam Elliott. He's looking for something. It's the 4th tackle. He thought about a kick. He thought better of it. He gave it to Hastings. And Hastings is tackled by Condon. Ponga threatened to light this game up there with that little run. And here he is at first receiver. He's going to kick it through. It's a deftly placed kick. One-handed collection by Schuster. No way back.
Watch the way Kalen Ponga here adjusts his hands. So he's looking for a kick to the corner, and watch how he adjusts his hands to get the grubber kick there, and then adjusts the hands, rolls the ball down, gets into position to grubber. And he got that ball in space, and the ball came back to Adam Elliott. I thought Adam Elliott was going to kick. I think the coach in the box would have fallen over.
Just got to settle down. Relax. Relax.
Matt Croker. And his legs swatted away there by Cole Lawton. That's the 20-metre line. Here's Gamble and Hastings. They've combined nicely, and Fitzgibbon comes roaring onto a pass. He's made some good tackles, Cooper Johns. And once again, Croker down there. Oh, 6 more. Hastings shows, goes, can't slip out of the tackle. See, you'd have to back them to score here, just on weight of possession. Manly have been brave. So the Knights about to reclaim the lead here. Hastings to Fitzgibbon, thrown out the back. Ponga's got it, and Marju strolls over for a try in the corner.
Touch it first.
Well, if Ponga, he was juggling the ball, did he lose the ball into Jason Saab when he came out of the line? But it had to come. It just had to come. And on the back of an offload, Zuzu D-Max replay, got a lot of ball down here. Short ball, offloads. Now, did he lose the ball into Jason Saab? Manly players are apparently, this will show it here. think Mr. Bunker will have a really good look at that one. Manly players are saying that pass from Ponga to Marju was forward.
Ooh.
No, I think he's fine. That looked forward.
He's got another one. Scores twice for fun at McDonald Jones Stadium. That's 8 now. To take the lead. Now, where does he aim this one, Joey?
This one from this end is at the right post. Because that ball swirls and will make it draw a bit right to left.
Where's the wind coming from?
The west. But it hits that western grandstand, it swirls.
What's the, oh, the western grandstand, the Andrew John stand?
No. That's the eastern.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The Brett Grogan stand.
Oh, right.
So where you're saying right hand upright?
You want to know how many goal kicks I've done at that stadium?
Oh, that'd be frightening.
In tens of thousands.
Oh, at least.
And start that ball in that right upright. Comes around that grandstand and it swirls around.
Should have listened to Uncle Joey Jackson.
Conversion attempt by Jackson Hastings, just wide away. Well, Knights members and fans, we've got 28.5 minutes remaining in the second half. We need you to get behind your boys. We are all locked up at 14 points all.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3.
Stay on side here, guys.
Well, Phil Gould said in the first half he'd have had his teams practicing field goals leading into a game like this. 14 all. Less than half an hour to go.
It's always good to have a field goal in the kit bag. Not in the first half. I mean the second half.
Did you kick your first half field goal in the grand final? 97?
No. It was 22-16.
Oh, is it? That must be a different game I was watching earlier. Here's Bradman Best.
That ball movement coming out of trouble. A lot of space.
Oh, here we go. Numbers again. Marju, he's just got one. Might he get another? He's up against Weeks. Good tackle. Oh, he's up and off. He's a try. He's impossible to stop.
Same again. You get one, you get two. Beautiful ball movement from the Knights coming out of trouble. They double up down the short blind side, put it through the numbers beautifully, and then this beast of a young man, Ponga reads it. Isuzu D-Max replay, reads the numbers, beautifully played. Now it's just mano a mano. Bang, get out of my way. Gets up and goes again, muscles his way to the end goal.
A hat-trick. Darren Lockyer.
Well, I'm sure Anthony Seabold would have said to that right edge of Manly that that's where Newcastle having some they're getting some options and opportunities down that edge, but they just can't seem to handle that side. They're real passive at the moment, Manly, on that edge, and that's not working either. But Ponga there, he saw there was one down, one marker, and he created the 3-on-2. So it was an eyes-up play from Caleb Ponga, but that left edge, they just can't handle him at the moment. And Marju showed great strength to get up and put that ball over the line.
It was beautiful play by Ponga. He plays short, then he hides himself, then he appears down the short side. Draw and pass, draw and pass. And then you get this weapon one-on-one. Good luck. You couldn't stop him with an elephant gun that close. Or a rhino dart. What are those things?
Gee, the match review committee wouldn't take kindly to do an elephant gun.
Yeah, you might get time for that if you hit him with an elephant gun.
That'd be contrary conduct. Wow, he's something, Greg Marju.
But Ponga showed his class.
Yeah.
They can go right on with this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they win 40-14. That's the way the games look to me, that once they break the ceiling, they'll just be way too good for them. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I reckon it's there for them if they want it. Right hand upright, right hand upright, right hand upright. Oh, dummy.
Conversion attempt was unsuccessful. 26.5 minutes remaining. Knights members and fans. Your NIB Newcastle Knights 18, leading the Seagulls 14.
Tell Lockie will come in.
We're going to go Lockie out of this running corner.
Make sure we stay on side here, guys.
Greg Marju's got 3. Darren Lockyer, you might just have to sing out to Jackson Hastings and make sure he knows left and right. It's the right hand upright he's got away, Matt.
I'll see if I can get to him, but look, Ronnie, who's sitting beside me, he's flat out hearing me, so I don't know. I'll try and get to him, but yeah, he's definitely, he's taken this advice from the first half, I think. He's tried the black dot.
Yeah.
Botox in the Adam's apple's good for that husky voice, isn't it, Lockie?
Yeah, you got some?
Freddie has. In his forehead.
Crossland with a shallow kick there on tackle 4. Kyo Weeks. Tackled by Dane Gagai and Jack Johns.
Well, I reckon the next try in this game is absolutely crucial. Knights cannot fall. The Seagulls cannot fall more than a try from behind. They're going to have to be next to score if they hope to win it. And if the Knights score it, I reckon the floodgates just might open.
The wholehearted Carl Lawton.
Good player.
He's had a shocking run with injury, hasn't he?
Terrible.
Jake Arthur on the field. Looks like he's gone to maybe halfback on the right.
Well, he did say before the game he'd play him lock forward in the middle. It would appear he's over on the right first receiver there. It's a pretty tame end of the set of 6. Knights just there to rally now, Andrew. Show a bit of energy right now.
Well, they've showed any ball movement, especially to their left side, they just can't handle it. It's just, you can't get bogged down. Play to that left side, play to your best players.
You're holding him, mate.
Here they
You
go.
got to release, calm.
Nice quick kick. Get it out, get into them. No committee meeting. Gee, they're amazing, the Newcastle Knights fans, aren't they? Look at the crowd there.
Super.
They love Sunday footy.
They love footy. Jack Hetherington. Certainly a good consistent year with Newcastle. Ponga.
You see Ponga on the right-hand side. He's not as comfortable to his favourite left side. On the right side, he prefers to dummy and run, more of a running threat.
Hastings to Jacob Saifidi. Oh, that's a
better.
good ball over the top. And Hastings tries to release someone there with a pass, but he takes on the line himself. Schuster and Parker stop his progress 25 metres out from the line. Ball sent across now to Gamble, and Ponga dinks it through, and they're chasing after it, and Saab gets enough on it to whack it over the back. More tackles coming, potentially, for Manly to weather.
Yeah, sometimes a really good kick can save a bad set of six, and that was a horrible set of six. You're looking for them to show some energy and really put the heat on the Manly defence. They're 4 in front, they've got the lead, and they just bumbled their way through those first 4 or 5 tackles. Ponga said, well, let's see if I can get another chance. So they get a restart. Want to see a lot more energy with this set.
Oh, he overran that.
Yeah, that's the attention to detail stuff that'll keep coming against you.
Kudos to Phoenix Crossland for not throwing that. You see people pass in that situation sometimes.
You're right.
All right, Leo Thompson playing it. That's the centre of the 20. That's a nice pass out the back through the hands now. Ponga best, yes. Bradman, surely. They can't have got him off the ground there.
Yeah, I think he's put it down before the line and then bounced up, and they've held him up.
This is extraordinary. If they've pulled him off the ground, so the ball's on the ground before the line, they've pulled him up. He's kept him up.
That's amazing.
Down at this point.
Oh!
Well, that divot came up and touched the ball. Does that count?
Hang on. No, that's incredible.
The ball doesn't get to the ground. Bradman Best is held up. We have a decision.
He was going to score for all money.
He's worrying signs for the right-hand defensive side. That was just too easy.
Make sure we're on the line here.
Kohler was so tight to Jake Arthur.
Leo Thompson, Hastings Gamble. Oh, he's thrown it straight to Ruben Garrick.
Dane, let him up. Milking now.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
The Manly players are furious with the referee. They're saying that had to be a penalty, sir. There was a lot of attention on Garrick after he got that. Here's Sipley now. That was the first play on the after the held up too, and it was very early in the count.
Well, there's a 45-second hold. You don't move the ball laterally on a slow play the ball, let alone a 45-second play the ball.
Here's Bullimore breaking away from Crossland's initial attempt to tackle. Stopped by Jack Johns and Leo Thompson. It goes through Jake Arthur. And Sipley with another run. That's 2 in 3 plays on this particular set. And Arthur dinks it up in the air. Oh, a spectacular take by Ponga.
He's class, isn't he? That was class. Have a look at this, the way he gets up. Gets his body in that position, uses his hips.
You need to be quick, Lachlan. Mate, I'm doing my best. Nice, she's here, not over it again.
Well, this is action replay. We were here 3 or 4 minutes ago. Newcastle a penalty coming out of trouble. Time to apply some pressure.
Move together on the mark.
Jack Hetherington.
Ethan now.
Taken by Taniela Paseka. Big man on big man there. Now Jacob Saifidi turns his back on the defence. Numbers down the right-hand short side now. Gamble to Johnson. Oh, got absolutely whacked by Parker. That's 4 plays used. 11 metres out. Back to Hetherington. Oh, what a ball.
Great play.
And now Thompson sprints towards the post, but he's denied narrowly. Looked like a squash ball in Jack Hetherington's hand there. Hastings out the back. Gagai, classy little kick through. That's really well done there by Kajowicz.
Brad, way offside, mate. You got to hold. Yeah. Wales.
I wonder if they think about the kick here. Do they go to a 6-point lead? It doesn't look like it. Hastings is organising his troops.
No, there's 3 or 4 tries on offer here. Just knuckle down and get one.
He's not letting him up now.
8-6 the penalty count. Oh, that was marginal. Here's Jack Hetherington. Just outside the left post. Crossland. Hastings. Oh, Saab's got the intercept. It should be game over. Saab with the big loping strides. You cannot believe this. Manly are back level. They might be ahead.
Well, that's their 3rd intercept on the day. Don't be embarrassed, darling. You've just hit the front.
Rushing up and in defence on the try line. The last thing you do is throwing a slow cut-out pass. Isuzu Dumax replay. This just had intercept written all over it. Attacking inside their 10. It's the short passes which breaks down a team, not the long looping cutouts. Poor pass.
Well, they've just gifted the advantage back to the Manly Sea Eagles, honestly. Manly Sea Eagles have been on the ropes for about 10 minutes, just waiting to be knocked out. And for the second time in the last 2 sets of attacking sets of 6, they've thrown the ball to the Manly winger. Telegraphed it and thrown it to him. It's a bizarre game, this one.
Well, we were sitting here thinking Newcastle can throw a couple of knockout punches. Instead, Manly might lead the game with this kick. It's a great try-scoring strike rate. 37 tries in 51 games. He got 27 of those in one season a couple of years ago, Jason Saab. And he has claims on being, well, I won't say the fastest because we know what Gus thinks about that, but he's up there in the top handful of speed machines in the game. It looks like he's not going that fast at all, but his legs are so long, he covers the ground beautifully.
All right, where's he aimed this, Andrew?
This one is a shandy outside the right upright.
Outside the right upright?
Yep. The near post. If he starts it.
It's the Hazem El Masri kick.
Please don't talk about that one.
Well, I don't get it. The other end, you've got to aim at the far post. This one, you want to aim at the near post.
You got to know your angles. You got to know the wind.
So you want the near post. You've got me confused already.
Reuben doesn't get confused. Reuben's doing the math. You can see it clocking over inside his scon. Near post, Reuben. Uh-oh.
No, he put it out.
Conversion attempt by Rugby was unsuccessful. 17 minutes remaining here in the second half. Knights members advance. Your NRL Newcastle Knights 18. Manly Seagulls 18.
Make sure we stay on side here, guys. Stay behind.
18 each.
Yeah, 17 minutes to go, and I think both these teams are going to run second in this game. I can't find a winner. Darren Lockyer.
Well, when Jason Saab got that ball, you thought, what's the point of chasing? You might get him. Well, they didn't get him, but Dom Young came from the opposite side here, and he's forced the ball to go out wide, and Garrick's missed that kick. So big play there from Dom Young.
Yeah, very good point, Lockie. Emma, while we're down there, sideline, some breaking news.
Well, Lachlan Fitzgibbon has come off with a calf injury. He's actually carried it for a couple of weeks. His night is over, so that makes the job that little bit tougher for Newcastle.
Yeah,
there he is. You can see him on screen.
Thanks, Emma. There's a good run, good punchy run up the middle of the ground by Kepi. And then on the back of that, Sipley, this is a good, powerful running set by Manly. Schuster. He's kicked for Garrett to chase. Oh, he nearly put that on the trotting track.
Well, mark that down.
Hold for Leo.
That is a key point in the game. 7 tackle restart.
Whoa! They've dumped Marju again.
He defends well. Kepi. Great technique. Bends his back. Gets up under the ball.
It was very entertaining. I don't know if the coaches are entertained. Everyone else is. What else would you rather be doing on a Sunday afternoon?
Oh, there's a run. Saifidi crashing through the initial tackle and plays it quickly. Now Jackson Hastings. Gamble. Oh, Ponga gets iced. Now, is this a tackle without the ball? It's a knock on by Newcastle.
Well, it was nearly another intercept.
They're pleading for a tackle without the ball penalty. The touch judges come in to have a chat with the ref.
Yeah. Okay, time off. I've got first knock on Manly. First knock on Manly. Yeah.
No, look, he's touched the ball there, so that's all fair.
Okay. They're just reviewing possible foul play at the moment, but I do have your challenge, okay?
So they're seeing whether there's high contact from Kohler on Ponga.
Boys, Dave.
Well, he's not playing at that ball at all. They've just thrown that ball at the Manly player. That's why I say it could have been an intercept. Had he been watching the ball, he could have caught it, but he didn't play it.
He's got a long chin. You didn't even have it. Yeah. Go again, Joey. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if he's sin bin.
Jackson, I don't need you guys. Right, there is high contact. Okay, time report. Well, that's the way it's going to be.
Really?
Well, Kohler off the field on their right side. 10 minutes. That is around 5-6 sets each. The Knights should be scoring 3 or 4 tries down that side of the field. They just got to keep going.
Tell me how he's hit him in the head. He hasn't got anywhere near hitting him in the head.
Oh, okay. Strong tackle there. That was Paseka. Now Hetherington. Kaya Weeks up in the main line of defence here to try to offset the sin bidding of Tolu Kohler. Could Newcastle put this to bed? Oh, he's fired one over the top. There was another intercept chance by Saab.
Well, there's no need for that sort of pass. Gee, that's a bad...
Especially with rushing defence and Saab. His arms are 5 foot long.
That's a terrible send-in. That really is a terrible send-in. Saab was nearly on off for another one. Why do they need to run that play there?
Where's Adam O'Brien?
He's under the desk.
It's worse than that.
Well, they're shot on their right-hand defence now, Manly. You've just got to go there now.
Oh. Hastings, dummies, runs, doesn't get there. Crossland, Ponga. Saab came rushing up. So Ponga went back to the middle with Thompson.
Well, they've got to move the ball laterally quickly. The first receiver going to the line takes time of the outside men.
They're almost daring him to throw those cutout passes. Hetherington through the front door. No. Oh, the ball was knocked out the back by Manly, maybe. Crossland might have scored.
Coming up to tackle 4 here, Joey.
I think he's saying he passed it.
Go away. No try. Confirm that we have a knock-on by Newcastle. I think he loses possession of the ball trying to ground it.
Hetherington gets across the line, and I think he believes he's passed it.
Jack Hetherington is in the act of scoring.
He's lost it.
He's lost the ball.
He's stripped out by Manly and then shoveled backwards by the Knights.
Stripped out by Manly. So he's not saying he lost it. He's saying it was ripped out by Manly. This will be a try.
Was that a try assist?
And then gains possession in grounds in the in goal.
Try assist to Jack Hetherington.
So it's a strip. He didn't lose the ball, is what the bunker's saying. It was stripped, not lost. And so therefore it's a live ball and it's a try.
Strip in the act of scoring.
Phoenix Crossland, right place, right time.
Isuzu D-Max replay.
Anyone?
I'm just stunned. Just trying to... it's a funny game, rugby league these days. dead set just looks like he's lost the ball, but anyway.
Well, that's a reward for Phoenix Cross, and he's played all over the ground for Newcastle this year. Off the bench in the halves, he's played lock, and he's got the job at hooker with the season-ending injury to Jaden Brayley, and he scored a crucial try there, and the conversion is successful. So Newcastle back out to a converted try lead. Only 3 days away now until Australia's greatest sporting rivalry is resumed. The Blues and the Maroons to battle it out at Adelaide Oval. Wednesday night, Ampol State of Origin 1. Exclusive, live and free right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Two very exciting lineups announced by both states. This will be breathtaking football.
Well, there's got to be ball movement here coming out of trouble for Newcastle. We've seen even with 13 men, they've stripped them of numbers down the Knights' left side. Can't get bogged down doing 5 in for a kick here. They've got to be plenty of ball movement.
I'm going to carry the ball. I'll let him carry the ball.
There's Marziu. He's got 3 in the kit bag. Wonder if there's more tries coming for the Beast. On the left wing for the Knights. Hetherington has been strong off the bench. Now Leo Thompson. Out to Croker, playing at left edge now with Lachlan Fitzgibbon off the park and Ponga. Puts up a testing kick. It's a shallow bomb. Weeks gets a running jump at it. It was tapped back by Best. It was picked up spectacularly by Crossland, but he's tackled in turn by Jason Saab.
Time's off. Just wait. Behind the line here, guys. Play the ball.
Well, we've written Manly off a couple of times in this game, but they've come back with unorthodox tries. One from a scrambled kick in the first half, another through an intercept. Don't discount them doing it again. It's been that sort of game. Now, Ola Kawatu's got an issue with a leg. Might be an ankle. There's an adventurous offload. Kepi nearly through them. And he wins a 6 again for his team. Here goes Big Toff simply bounding up the middle of the ground. The front rowers burst them open.
Jackson now, Jackson!
Look out. This is far from over. Here's Kepi again. Only 2 tackles used for Manly. They're a man down. Schuster back to Paseka. Could they drag this game back again? They're only 6 metres from Newcastle's line. Schuster took them on himself. Tackled under the black dot pretty much. It goes to Jake Arthur. He can't evade Kalen Ponga's tackle and Crossland over the top. Last play. Schuster now, inside ball. Weeks is there. Oh, that's a meek surrender.
Last tackle, leave the ball there, Kaya. Hold Dane, wait.
Well, the Knights have only used 5 interchanges. Manly's only got 1 left. Because I reckon this time of the game, Lockie Miller around the middle of the field could be really dangerous.
He does it tough up there, Adam O'Brien, doesn't he?
Oh, why wouldn't he?
Yes, Emma.
The official crowd this evening, 20,661. They've just come to life here at McDonald Jones Stadium, trying to get their team home. But I tell you what, we've still got a game on our hands because Manly have found some life.
It's a tough watch for the 20,000.
They love it.
Weeks tackled by Hastings. Ooh, pressure pass, well taken by Jason Saab. So 4 minutes 30 left and Tutolu Kola's back.
Pressure pass. It's a good old-fashioned hospital pass.
highlighted run from him, which ends within 5 of the halfway line. Daniela Paseka. Schuster. Kicks to Marziu. And the kick chase wasn't all that great, to be honest, and Marziu comes bounding back. See, if you kick it to him, you've got to have a straight line, don't you? He'll pick you apart. Now, Dom Young. Arthur's tangled up underneath.
Well, the ball's only played for 4.5 minutes, so there'll be real fatigue here. The Knights can get some quick play of the balls around the middle of the field. So bring Lachlan Miller onto the field. Around that ruck, he'd be really dangerous.
Hastings tackled by Arthur and Olakau'atu. It's the last. It's a 6-point ball game. It's the Knights trying to eke out a victory. And it's Bradman Best up above the pack. Ball dribbles out the back. It was knocked on by Daniel Saifidi, who came through.
Well, great effort, Bradman Best. He was the only one down there. He actually got there and went above Ko Weeks. He just generate the offload there to, I think it's Daniel Saifidi. Would have been nice on his 150th. Feeling nervous.
Well, they've got them where they want them, though. Manly 10 metres out from their own line. Ruben Garrick trying to find some passage forward. He went one way, went the other, came back through the hands. Might be a chance here. Parker v. Young. The Knights scored while Cole has been in the bin. I don't think they have.
Square, mate. You out to the side. You got to stay behind him.
The Gotcha for Life Foundation and the NRL have teamed up for the Ampol 2023 State of Origin Series to build mental fitness in grassroots footy clubs. With the launch of the new One Pass at a Time campaign, you can buy your virtual One Pass today at onepass.gotchaforlife.org. One Pass can change a game, and a conversation can change a life. There's the QR code on screen. Less than 7 to go. Ooh.
Clock's on.
Challenge.
Joey, captain's challenge, Manly, challenging on-field decision and knock on.
Daniel Saifidi is leaving the ruck. Daniela Paseka puts the ball on his foot. There is no ruck interference. The challenge is unsuccessful.
They're still looking. Not yet. Just let him finish the process first.
So they made the decision. I don't know if it's been communicated to the referee, has it?
I'm trying to see where he actually, he's bobbled it off his foot.
Saying the hand stays on the ball.
He's
yes,
changed the
ball's on
decision.
The foot, but the hand doesn't come away from the ball.
The bunker's reversed its own decision.
What about that first bobble? Well, tackle 4.
It looked clumsy, but I didn't think it was an illegal play, the ball. He puts it on his foot. He's still got his hand on the ball. He didn't actually drop it or lose it. That's what I was saying. I didn't see the knock on. It looked awkward because he put it on Saifidi's foot, but he didn't actually breach anything.
Jackson, tackle 2. Just had to confirm, tackle 2. Here we are, you come up.
So the upshot of all that is that Manly have still got the ball, and that's 3 tackles down. This is Hamali Olakau'atu. This has been a weird game. Croker to Kepi.
Well, someone's down in back play for the Knights.
I think it's Elliott. It is. He's up and about, though. He goes to Jake Arthur. And now Schuster. And now Fainu. Oh, can Manly score here with a man down?
6 more.
Oh, 6 again.
What was that for?
Look out. The Knights defending for the game here. Manly with a chance to draw level with a converted try. They're trying to bash the door down here. Sipley's not going to get there. So they've used 3 plays. They swing it right. Arthur against the tall timber. Oh, he got smashed. Croker came across. Well, here's Schuster. What's he doing? He's gone backwards. He's lost 10 metres. Then he fires the ball out. Olakau'atu versus Bradman Best. They haven't really posed any questions through 5 tackles here. Schuster gestures to kick. Then.
Well, that's in the grand final, the worst sets of 6 in history.
I think it's the winner.
That was just horrible.
Now Dom Young. Oh, he's got Kepi. There he goes straight past him.
Look out.
He beat Ruben Garrick. He stepped the fullback Kohler. There's Manly players coming from everywhere, but they're all too late. Dom Young.
Look out.
What a try.
Well, that'll break it open for them. The Knights will win at home with Dom Young from his own end of the field. From the time he got the ball, he was going to be hard to stop. Manly were ruining the fact that they just had a horrible set of 6 and given the ball over meekly. And while they'll be bemoaning their woes, big Dom Young says, give the ball to me, and he just runs around all of them. 1, 2, 3, back inside, 4, and they'll out-sprint the others who are coming across. Isuzu D-Max replay, brilliant stuff by the big tall winger, and the Knights will win at home.
Who's Sean Kepi? No. Look at this for an athlete. Have a look at this. Balance, footwork, and then he gets around, and then he puts accelerator down again. And that was Kohler chasing him. Yeah. It was lightning.
Didn't make any ground.
What an athlete that is.
Well, it was in the balance there for quite a while, but Newcastle are going to get there.
Well, you can breathe again, fans. They held their breath for about 20 minutes there. Now, this is the tricky side to kick on a westerly breeze. On this side, this is where you usually take it back a little bit further. Jackson Hastings has taken it back 21 metres. This is when you generally take it back another 3 or 4 metres to open those posts. But it'll swing really late. From right to left.
This is a big win for Newcastle. They go to the cusp of the 8, and both of these clubs have a bye next week. They go into the bye with a hard-fought victory in the end. Well favoured to win against the vastly understrength Manly outfit. They've needed the whole 76 minutes of the game to date. And Hastings now. Radar not working. Yes, well, Origin will dominate the headlines over the next 3 days.
Well, that's 2 from 6 for the Knights. The goal kicking has to be better. I think they've lost a couple of games this year from poor goal kicking.
Does it get serious, Andrew, in terms of your mental preparation in Origin? The club round's over now, and you're the next cab off the rank. Wednesday seems a long time away.
You still got to stay cool.
Yeah.
You don't want to fizz out before the game.
And the day itself is a long day, isn't it? How do you cope with that? Is there an art to that?
Well, there is an art to it, yeah. Especially if you can't sleep during the day. It's an extra long day. Talk about butterflies in your belly. When you're young, it's the nerves, but as you get older, the excitement levels.
Ponga again. Bradman Best. He's been strong, Best, and he's breaking tackles again. He got a beautiful ball around the corner. Ponga got smashed by Kepi in cover.
Back on the mark. Keep going. Keep going. Stay there. Go forward.
Jacob Saifidi.
Last tackle. Get square. Square mark them on from the top.
Hastings with a tantalising kick. He wants Young to chase, and Garrick comes sprinting out of the corner, and then he had the presence of mind to slip an offload away to Collar. What'd you do with your Origin teams in terms of dealing with the day, Gus? Did you any messages to them? It must be exhausting. I mean, the game doesn't start till 8 o'clock at night.
No, they're professional footballers. They're doing it every week. A lot of kick-offs, particularly for the top teams and the top players, is 8 o'clock at night. So you get into your own routine. They all handle it a little differently. You just leave them to their own devices. Personally, as coach, I'd go home during the day, come back later in the afternoon if I could. Just keep out of their way.
4 rookies in game 1 Wednesday night. 3 for New South Wales, just the 1 for Queensland, and it is Reece Walsh.
Bradman Best has been strong today. You see.
Oh, Garrick makes a real effort and then throws it out the back, and Saab throws it on the boot. He might have got pushed off the ball there. Gagai goes back to regather it, and he's going to be tackled in the in-goal.
Why didn't Saab catch it?
He's 7'2". Couldn't bend over.
He's got long arms. He could have caught that.
He could have, for sure. It's just one of those games.
It's bizarre.
15 seconds.
Of course, 9 now. You can see all the action of State of Origin, and there's a number of different camera angles to choose from via the 9 Now app. I think we've got a camera fixed on Latrell Mitchell and a camera on Reece Walsh. That'll be fascinating. We'll have everything covered for you. It is the greatest rivalry in Australian sport, and can't wait for it to arrive Wednesday evening. And a great setting to open the series at the Adelaide Oval. Not a traditional rugby league ground, but a fantastic atmosphere there. Kaya Weeks tackled 10 metres out. Ball goes to Schuster.
Another 6 to go.
They'll only have time for one more tackle. Arthur tries to roll a kick through. It's picked up here by Tyson Gamble. That's full time. A win for Newcastle against Manly in Sunday footy, 28-18.
Thanks, mate. Good to go, Chids.